Thanks for joining our Web 2.0 class. This is your instructor, Teresa Pelkie. Another important technology which made Web 2.0 possible was XML, the Extensible Markup Language, which we discussed earlier. XML is used extensively in web services, which is a structured framework for publishing some kind of service on the internet so that others can use it. It is used in RSS, in web feeds, which allow users to subscribe to frequently updated content. And it is commonly used in AJAX, the technology that allows the browser to communicate with the server without refreshing the page. An example of XML as a language used for web services is seen here. Now, I only have little pieces of the code, but essentially a web service can be written in different languages, and it uses XML to create a method. Part of the web service is a protocol called SOAP, Simple Object Access Protocol, which allows communication, and that also is an XML language. Another XML language involved in web services is the WSDL, which gives a definition and a description of how to use the service to other providers. So we see XML being extremely important in the web services technology. In web feeds, the RSS document is essentially one big XML document, which has XML tags, which describes the different parts of the web feed, such as a podcast. In the AJAX technology, here we see some AJAX code. Actually, it's JavaScript code that is part of the AJAX technology that is allowing us to retrieve an XML file so that we can display it onto the web page. Other technologies that paved the way for Web 2.0, the P2P, peer-to-peer networking. Now, we have talked already about the client-server technology, which is the communication framework for browser-to-server communication. Now we are looking at individual peers, individual computers on the internet being able to communicate with each other without a centralized server. And where we see these communications happening is in the file sharing abilities of different types of services that have arisen, such as BitTorrent. We see it in the telecommunications, such as Skype. Instant messaging and online chat utilize peer-to-peer communications. And other types of radio and media distribution use this technology also. Now, these peer-to-peer communications, they allowed communication between individuals and sharing of information. This openness and sharing gave rise to other types of services that we see on the internet today, such as public licensing of software, open source software, where people can jointly share and create different types of applications, new applications. We have the Creative Commons license, where we are no longer copywriting our material, but allowing different levels of licensing so that people can use and reuse. And this atmosphere grew out of our peer-to-peer communications. I would like to talk about rich internet applications, commonly known as RIA. And the most typical examples are Flash and Ajax. Although there are others, you can create these types of applications through server technologies. Microsoft Silverlight, which has recently emerged on the field, is an example, but our two main technologies that started are Flash and Ajax. So we have the ability now to allow our desktop or our web applications to function similar to a desktop with immediate response, movable windows, highly graphical interfaces, and drag and drop. Some commonly used RIA applications that you should be familiar with are our web-based email, such as Gmail, Google Maps, YouTube, and Flickr are also types of rich internet applications. I would like to talk about service-oriented architecture, abbreviated as SOA. And this refers to the way that Web 2.0 applications can be exposed so that other applications can use and integrate different parts of them. We see this in our mashups, in our RSS feeds, in our web services. They all have the ability to use different structures so that we can integrate other pieces of application together with them. A little bit more on mashups, essentially combining data or other types of functionality from one source with that of another, which ultimately develops a new application. And consequently, this is Web 2.0, a new types of application on the internet. There are so many different Web 2.0 applications being developed every day, and a lot of them are nothing but mashups of other applications. Mashups consist of what are called APIs, application programming interfaces. And by using these APIs, anyone can develop another application. The APIs are generally available from the developer to the general public. The last part of the Web 2.0 technology that made Web 2.0 applications possible is the end user. Web 2.0 is essentially a social web applications, and without the end user, we do not have this social aspect. If you think about it, all of the Web 2.0 applications are designed to interact with the user. There is an integral part that the user plays in most of these applications. And in many of them, the user is the participant, the one who is doing the tagging, the one who is providing the content, as in the example of blogs and podcasting, which we will be covering shortly.